welcome back to another episode of Chappelle's World with your host, Shapel Lacey. I am he. Yeah, it is me, and this is my world. Man, I just got back from New York this morning. I went to New York and only spent 1 day there. 1 day in New York.
What were you doing?
I was my buddies, H2O, that band, hardcore, OG hardcore guys who I've recently become friends with. They were playing, they were doing a run of shows. They did one in New Jersey and then two in New York at the same venue. The lead singer, Toby Morse, they tried to do this last year for his 50th birthday or whenever that was. And COVID happened. So they had to postpone it or whatever. But it was really cool because I've never been to New York. And two, I've never experienced.
You had never been to New York?
Never been to New York.
How old are you?
34.
And you'd never been to New York?
I've never been to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. No one's. I thought people were going to catch on to
Taylor Swift.
You know it,
of course.
Okay. Casey is the producer / my chime in dude on this show, and so the fact that you knew that makes this show even better. I think it's fucking amazing that you knew that because I love that damn song. But no, yeah. So I'd never been to New York, never experienced like anything of it. It's kind of wild.
Kind of wild, yeah. It's extremely wild.
Yeah,
it's New York fucking city.
It's like there's a lot going on. I don't think I could live there. I appreciate it, but for sure I could never live there.
Yeah, I lived there for a year. My first year of college, I lived in New York City, and
NYU.
No, I went to like Hunter College in New York for a year.
Shout out to Hunter College, bro. That's where all the that's where everything's at.
But it was the most exhausting year of my life living in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like obviously there's all walking. Which I like going on walks, but like, it's just those walks are different in New York. Like, you need walking shoes.
Yeah, the walks hit different out there.
They hit different, man, in that concrete jungle. But it was pretty cool. I obviously couldn't get like a solid feel of New York that I want to like. So technically, I can't really say I've been to New York if I've only been there for a day and I was only in one specific area. I don't think that's fair for me to say. But, I did want to make it out there to see my homies play, and they also wanted me to sing a song with them, which Casey has pulled up here. You see me get down on my hardcore punk rock vocals. The energy is wild, man, in New York. Like, synchronized jump. You see that synchro? We didn't plan that either. That wasn't planned. I'm not even in the band, and I knew how to synchronize jump with the band. Talk about that. That was me in Tampa doing shows at a run of shows. But anyways, yeah, I went on stage and sang this part of their song, "Guilty by Association." Which is like something they always close out with, but the original guest singer on that part is just Freddie Madball from the band Madball, hardcore band or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. I just like doing cool shit, and that was like, I don't know. It's just like a highlight for me because I listen. When it comes to meeting musicians and all that shit, that's where I geek out. And Toby is someone I met. We met through social media. The guy that produces his podcast, One Life, One Chance, was like, "Yo, you got to check out this comedian. He's in the hardcore. He wears all these hardcore shirts." And then Toby like commented on a picture of mine, and I was like, "Toby Morse is commenting on my fucking Instagram," and then. Boom, right there. And we just became homies. But there's like instantly. And I think this was a year ago. And, I always tell people this. There's something with like punk rock in the punk rock world. And like when you meet someone in that world where you just like instantly lock in with each other. And I think it's just this thing like, I don't know what it is. And I hate to like, call it like a group or like it's not a gang thing or not a group thing. It's just like, I don't know what it is, but there's just a connection of it where like you just know this thing and yeah, because you know what, that's the thing about it. Punk rock's this thing that's not, well, at least this specific, because there's so many genres of it now, or subgenres of punk rock now, but like there's a specific area of punk rock, like hardcore, you know, like 80s hardcore and just all that stuff. You know, when you meet someone that, you know, connects with that as well, because it's kind of like an underground thing, but when you're in that world, it's a big world, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's like a small world, but a big world when you're in it, you know? And so I just been kicking it with Toby, and, you know, he lets me come out and like, you know, that's not the only time I've been on stage with him. I was on stage with him in Arizona. We did a Bad Brains cover, but you know, I mean, like 13-year-old me is like going crazy, you know, doing this shit, you know?
What's the difference like in being on stage doing stand up and being on stage like performing music?
Oh man, it's just completely different. I get extremely nervous for that shit.
Really?
Yes, that's scary. Yeah,
Scarier
because
than
it's
just
like
being up there alone and having to
my
make people laugh?
adrenaline, like with stand up, because you know what, with me with stand up, like before I go on stage, I just think of the word tranquility. That's like what I tell myself before I go on stage, because I want to be so in the moment and so aware of what I'm doing. And me, when I'm nervous, I don't react well, you know, to it.
That's normal.
Yeah. And so with this, like, it's just like, you know, kind of just pushed out there. And it was just like, all right, microphone's in your hand. And it's just a crowd of people that are like, you know, so hype. And all you got, I mean, in the video, you can see like there's people like grabbing me,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, wanting to like sing on the mic as well. Like, which is like, it's aggressive, but it's a cool thing. It's like a fucking, you know, a homie thing. Just like, yeah, you know, we get it. We have this feeling. And that's the cool thing about like going to shows and stuff like that, is you get this feeling of like, you know, nothing else in the world matters at that. Nothing matters at that moment. All the crazy shit or anything like that. Like when you go to a show like that, all that clears out, and you're just in the moment. And that's any show, you know, that you go to, whether it be stand up or whether it be like theater or anything like that. Like it makes you, as an audience member, or even as a performer, it makes you, you know, think about that shit. But that singing stuff and stuff. I sang like, I think that it was probably a 30-second part that I sang, or maybe less. And my voice is, you know, it's struggling right now. You know, I can't do anything. It's hard to sing that way if you don't sing like that on the regular, you know, which, you know, I do jam with some guys, and we're starting a band and we're trying to do things. No name yet. We'll figure it out. But that's once a week. I don't sing every day. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just me, you know, trying it out, you know, and it's tough, man. My voice on the plane when the stewardess was asking me what I wanted to drink, I was like, oh my God, water. It just makes you feel like you're hitting puberty or something. And then it was so funny when I was in Florida doing shows. I was making fun of this guy because, you know, he was sitting up front and he was just kind of like interacting a little bit, but not to a point to where I would have kicked the dude out or anything like that. It was like all fair interaction. And then I asked him where he was from. And he was so funny the way he said it. He sounded like an R&B singer. He's like, I'm from Miami, Florida. And black dude. And I was like, why you say it like that? Like, and then I just started riffing, you know, and singing like R&B songs. And the crowd, which I hate this kind of shit, they were like, ooh. I was like, eat a dick. You know I can't sing. You know I can't technically sing. And they were like, no, you're good. I was like, you guys are liars. You guys are liars. I hate because like, obviously I'm on stage, you know, and if I'm being funny, they're already in agreement of me right there. But then, you know, if I sing something, they're like, oh, and I go, no, you're lying. I know what I sound like. I've recorded it.
Mhm.
I've recorded myself before trying to sing. Okay, I know exactly what I sound like.
Hey,
So
better than them just booing you.
yeah, it's better
then
than
you gotta
just
get 'em
booing.
back.
Yeah, they could have booed me, but I would have accepted that
Yeah,
because I know what I sound like.
Thank you. That's
Singing
right.
singing is tough. It's a muscle, you know. It's a fucking muscle. It's crazy. But yeah, I was just riffing around, singing R&B songs, and here comes the crowd with the ooh yeah, Chappelle can sing too. And I was like, eat a dick. Oh man, sing is tough. My favorite. Brian had asked me this on Fighter and a Kid. He asked me who my favorite singer was. And most people actually, whenever I bring this gentleman's name up, rest in peace. But most people don't even know about his stuff because it was a very short-lived career. His name's Frankie Lymon, and he was in a group called Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, and eventually went solo or whatever. Young cat. I want to say their group. I think they started jamming together. I think it was 1954. I suck with dates sometimes or like timelines, but so yeah. Oh, you got the video. Yeah. So that was their big hit that
Why
really.
do fools fall in love?
Yeah. Why do fools fall in love? Which really struck out to the world. And you just got this little dude, I think he was 13 at the time, that just had a voice so powerful and so and just hitting such a like a soft powerful, not like a roar, like a belting of a sound of a voice, but I don't know if it's tenor. I don't know those that lingo. I know falsetto obviously because
Baritone, that's one of them.
baritone, that's like right?
Alto.
Yeah, see, did you hear that? Did you hear my baritone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked, okay?
I enjoyed it.
But no, so I think he was like a tenor or whatever. But anyways, the way I discovered Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers, I think there was a movie that came out called Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And it had actors Lorenz Tate, Holly Berry, Vivica A. Fox, Clifton Powell was in it. A lot of people, but it was a biopic of about Frankie Lymon. And so I fell in love with this movie, and then I guess I didn't really realize as a kid, like, what I thought, like Lorenz Tate was actually singing these songs, but he's just like, what do they call it? Lip syncing, along to the words. So I was like, damn, Lorenz Tate can hit notes like that. And then, me being deep dive Lacey on music, I just found out and dug more. I was like, oh, that's what this dude looks like. Oh, okay. And, but yeah, he was a child star, and that's what I get. Yeah. What I, trying to say, I guess why most people don't know about it is because it was a tragic story. Like I think he was 13 when they like popped off. And then at 15, he got into heroin. Yeah. Yeah. Think about that. Think about being 15. And and I hate these kind of people where they're like, where some people, you'll see comments or just people try to say, oh, well, he was a junkie. But it's like, yo, he was a child star, no real guidance. I don't know how strong his family was in his life. Obviously not that strong to where he just catches on to heroin.
Yeah.
And you know what else he was doing at 15? Hooking up with older women.
Okay.
Cause like he was such a
All right, I'm back. I'm back in.
You're back on board now?
Yeah.
At 15? Could you imagine just being 15, hooking up with a 30-year-old woman?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I don't want to say, oh, that was the time, because that's not. That's just fucked up in general.
Yeah.
But because that shit still happens. You see the news. But yeah, man, like Popped at 13. I want to say died at 26 of a heroin overdose. And it was one of those situations with this group where they made him go solo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of just like disperse the band or whatever, you know, like that typical story. It's like that Beyonce thing,
Yeah, I
huh?
was
The
gonna
Destiny's
say,
Child.
Beyonce,
Who
yeah.
else?
They Beyonce'd him.
Who else was? Yeah, there's a bunch of them like that. NSYNC. No, they weren't trying to make Justin a star, were they? They kind of just dispersed on their own.
Yeah, but like no, I think Justin,
you know, because Justin he didn't really outshine.
But he put out solo albums.
He did put out a solo album, but like
that were successful.
I don't think that was like through whoever was working with like NSYNC.
Right.
I think that was like his own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, needless to say, he just has a wonderful fucking voice, and yes, literally my favorite singer of all time. He has a song he has solo stuff that's really good, and he has stuff with the teenagers that's really good. For anybody that wants to check it out, I would start off with a song called Fortunate Fellow that they do, which is like, and you got to watch the music video to it or whatever. It's dope. They're all in suits and it's just so much swagger. He starts off standing on a piano. The fuck out of here. What are you going to tell that kid, huh? What are you going to tell? That was Frankie's world. Look at that. Hear that voice? How amazing is that? But that just gives people more reason to go watch the damn video. But that's like, when I think of like great singing, you know, obviously I just take it earlier, you know, back to early of that time where rock and roll, you know, first started. But yeah, he was around the time with like Little Richard, all that stuff. Yeah, he was a dope dude. But and then it was another one of those things. He was like I swear he was probably like the not the first, but like just that early stage of like what happens to like child stars. And his voice had changed. And they were like, oh, he can't sing anymore because he hit puberty or whatever. But man, he recorded like a couple songs as an adult, a few songs. That shit is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine like you just completely like lose your ability to sing once your voice changes.
Dude, 100%. Because like, and I don't know why people try to say that. They try to say that about, I think they try to say it about Bieber.
And Michael Jackson, I'm sure too.
Yeah, they try to, and it's like, bro, y'all are tripping. Yeah. But that's what they do. They just ring you out as much as they can, and because it's like, you're the child, you're cute, you know. But then when you get into adulthood, it's like, all right, bro, you fucking just an adult like us.
You're just another adult.
But the song he has as an adult that's fucking amazing is called Sea Breeze. It is fucking. Ooh, did you see that shit popped up?
Pop right up.
It's amazing.
Killer graphics.
Listen to that. Bro, how good is that? That's him as an adult in his 20s. Get out of here. That sounds amazing. Right, Meatball? I'll throw this green tea at you. You don't think so? Just kidding, that was aggressive. Yeah, check if you want to do a deep dive and you want to check out Frankie Lymon and the Teenagers or whatever, start with Fortunate Fellow for like when he was with the Teenagers. Then his first kid solo stuff, start off with Goody Goody. And then for the adult stuff, listen to the song Sea Breeze. That is just great. That's just great music right there. I wish I could sing like that, man. I tried when I was in choir. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, fourth grade. But no. Third grade, and then my voice. I've had this voice for so long. And I think it happened in like fourth grade. And then I just didn't like singing anymore because I wasn't getting the same spots that I was getting. I was like, yo, I'm the soft voice right there, Miss Nelson. Yeah, I remember her. Bro, Miss Nelson was so mean. Miss Nelson, bro. So when we were in choir class, we had to sit on the edge of our seat, and we had to have like like for an hour of just sitting on like the edge part right here, but right here, and you had to have good posture like that. That's what Miss.
But isn't that a thing in singing? Like you have to have.
Well,
good
I didn't know.
posture for
Well, she
singing?
didn't explain that to me as a kid.
So you thought she was just
Yeah,
being a
I thought I
dick?
was like, damn, you evil, you evil son of a bitch, Miss Nelson.
Something
Yeah,
about your diaphragm, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, something.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it's my fault.
Yeah,
I could have been. I probably could have been a badass singer, but I didn't.
Yeah, you were just sitting lazy.
I was like, man, I'm not sitting like this. Miss Nelson, this shit sucks. I would. You know
could
what?
have. You could have been. You could have been a star. You could have been Frankie Lymon.
Yeah, I could have been, but I just wouldn't have been
banging 30-year-olds
yeah, banging
and
or doing heroin at 15. I was too aggressive of a kid to like. I didn't like adults, but obviously Miss Nelson did that for me. But she was so mean, dude. There was one time I remember this so clearly. It was in choir class, and now that I think about it, I thought she was being an asshole. But you know what? I see why she did this to me, because I was an asshole. So she asked a question, and like I said, I've been a geek of music since my earliest memories. And she was like, Shapel, what is music to you? And I was like, music is, you know, to me is a big picture of things. It's a way one can express himself. And then I said, I remember this. I remember it. I said, music can honestly come from anywhere, or you can get inspired by it from anywhere. From, you know, a sound you hear in a song to being outside and just the wind blowing the chimes, you know, or like the way the leaf, or like the wind blows the leaves, you know, like there's just sounds that can come from anywhere, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, I had that, you know, long of a explanation. And she goes, how dare you? How dare you play around in my class?
Oh, she thought you were messing around?
She thought I was bullshitting.
And you were being serious?
I was
you were being genuine?
I was being so genuine. But also, I get why. No teacher, that's why I always think it's funny when people are like, yeah, man, my teacher said I'd never make it or anything like that. They're probably right, motherfucker. Because you were being an asshole.
Yeah.
But that was me. I was being an asshole.
But if you were being genuine and you weren't being sarcastic.
But see, she didn't know when that would turn off.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So sometimes you would be sarcastic, and in this moment, you happen to be
Listen,
real.
For years, that hurt my feelings. You know how long it took me to get over that?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Come on in, Miss Nelson.
Oh, shit. That would be so...
That would have been good producing on my part, but no. Yeah, next week, Miss Nelson.
Next week we have Miss Nelson. Dude, she was, you know, hopefully she's still alive. She was amazing. She was younger at the time. And, but man, I just remember when she was like, how dare you? You come here to this class and you just play around and, you know, you're she didn't call me a smart ass, but like from what do teachers call smart asses? Smart Alec. Yeah. Yes, that's the word. Smart. Yeah, and whoever gets the name Alec is just fucked. You know what I mean? If you really think about it. Hey, my name's Alec. Oh, smart Alec.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was and then I never did it after that, man. You know, I never got into, because I thought my voice was weird, but also I think it just narrowed down to me being a fucking asshole. You know?
You can be an asshole and still sing.
You can. There's a lot of assholes that sing.
Those things aren't mutually exclusive.
I can't name the assholes that sing, but there's a lot of them, not off the top of my head.
But it seemed like more so you were just deterred from it because of Miss Nelson.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, it took me years to even understand why she would react like that. But now I know. I want to say I figured it out probably a couple weeks ago. When
you were in New York?
Yeah, when I was in New York, I was like, this is what Miss Nelson was talking about. My voice wouldn't be all scratchy right now if I would have just sat on the edge of the seat and just sang. You know, we had to sing that, which every fucking, I think choir has to sing, the Sound of Music.
The Hills Are Alive?
Doe, a deer. Is that the Sound of Music?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You might
Let's
want to
Google it.
Yeah,
just
Google it.
to-
Yeah, yeah. You remember doing that too?
Going-
See, everybody does Sound of Music. Right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, far a long way, or far a long way to run.
Yeah. But that was our warm-up song, though. That was our warm-up song. Yeah. The Sound of Music. Never seen it.
Really?
Well,
I think we watched it in school.
I have,
in, like,
I have
music
seen
class.
it, but it's just been so long that I'm like, it'd just be easier for me to say I haven't seen it. You know what I mean?
No, you can't do that. It's not
yeah,
legal.
I can, because I
You
don't
can't
remember
see
anything.
something and then, like, the statute of limitations doesn't expire on just because.
Have I been to New York?
Yeah, you have. I don't
No.
think you need to be there for look, the only time you can't say you've been to a place is if it's like a layover on a flight and you don't leave the airport. So if you were in New York, you spent time on the ground in New York.
Yeah.
You've been in New York.
Yeah, I had a hotel in New York. Okay, you're right. You're right. So I guess I've seen The Sound of Music, but if someone comes up and tries to quiz me, I'm like, yo, eat
Don't
a
worry
dick.
about that. You don't have to worry about that. That anxiety is unfounded.
I haven't seen it since elementary school. Oh gosh, I'm not a fan of musicals, like Moulin Rouge. What's another one? The one that the great music experience. What's the one with the guy that played Wolverine? You know what I'm talking
Logan.
about?
The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman.
My brother worked on that movie.
He did?
He's a stuntman.
Shout out to Casey's brother. Yeah, I don't. I can't get into musicals. But you know what? Now that I think
What
about
about
it,
Hamilton?
nah, I've never seen it. Nope.
La La
Won't
Land?
give it a chance. I won't give La La Land a chance. I won't give Hamilton a chance.
What about Cats, where they made it recently with all the weird looking cats? That was so weird.
Were they kind of like CGI?
They were like half CGI.
Half CGI, half real?
New.
Idris Elba was in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nope. Don't want to do that.
Taylor Swift was in it too, circling back.
Oh,
to Taylor
okay.
Swift.
Circle back.
Bro, how weird is this?
You know what? Now that I think about it, there's only one musical that I like. I think, but I don't even know if I would consider that a musical.
What is it?
It is Sister Act 2 with Whoopi Goldberg. This guy's perfect. This guy's perfect. This guy's perfect. See.
Wait,
see
so is Sister
you be
Act,
reading my brain.
Sister Act 2? Wait, so was Sister Act 1? That was
So there's
musical
Sister Act 1, but Sister Act 2. Wait, hold a second. Is that real?
Lauryn Hill?
No. The Rotten Tomatoes?
19%. You hate to see that.
Rotten Tomatoes gave that a 19%? I used to watch that movie all the time as a kid, and you're going to give it 19%? Because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, because anytime I bring up Sister Act, people go, or sorry, Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, people are like, fuck y'all. People are in an uproar. What, am I crazy?
Let's watch this trailer.
Am I crazy right now? That movie's amazing.
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit. Y'all really gonna make me feel like that? Look at this. It's got Lauryn Hill in it.
Oh, they always have a problem with discipline.
Yeah, it's a bunch of problem kids. You know, there you go.
Faculty struggling.
Faculty struggling, trying to save the school. She was a Las Vegas showgirl. Is showgirl? Is that the right term I'm using? And then Sister Mary Clarence. You know, she comes in. Yep. They want her to teach music. She realizes she got some talented kids. Meanwhile, that asshole's trying to shut down the school because he want money. Bro, how you gonna shut down a school because you want money? I guess they still do. They shut down my junior high. But anyways, neither here nor there. And then they do this big performance to save the school. Damn, why you play that part? Yep.
So they saved the school.
Yeah, they save the school because they're going to do this big competition, which I think you win a bunch of money for the competition or something like that. I don't know. Maybe you don't win money.
I don't think this is a musical.
You wouldn't say it?
I wouldn't this is a movie with music. Musicals, they're like, they sing the dialogue.
You're right. That's why I love that movie so much. See, listen, if if musicals just did that, I'd watch them all the time.
Yeah, movies with music in them.
Yeah. You know what? That's right. Because I watched, because I also like Dreamgirls. You know that one?
What's Dreamgirls?
It's with Eddie Murphy. It's with Beyonce, Jennifer Hudson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx is in it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that. Because there's like real dialogue in there, but they're not singing the dialogue. Yeah. They're more so performing songs. You're right. I forget like musicals sing. But no, musicals, they slow down for a second and talk.
They'll talk. The whole thing, it's not wall to wall singing the narration, but like a song will be the plot. Like in here, the plot isn't, they're not singing the plot. They're actually singing in part of their world.
See, that makes sense. That's why I hate those damn things.
Yeah. So you don't like any musicals then?
No.
Because the one musical that you liked was Sister Act 2. Guess Who's Back? What is it?
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit.
Back in the Habit.
It's not a musical.
Rotten Tomatoes, I don't trust you for anything. I watch whatever movie I want to watch, and I would not give Sister Act 2 a 19%. What are the other ones give it?
We should have Whoopi on the podcast.
Whoopi. If you want to come on and talk about Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, we can do that. We can also talk about Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. Was it called Ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Ghost Dad?
No?
Not
Ghost Dad.
No?
It's Ghost.
Ghost?
The one with the clay?
Wait. Ghost Dad is Bill Cosby.
Maybe we should have him on the podcast.
Chappelle's World. I'm not. Did you think I would? What? Never. I couldn't do it.
Probably get a lot of views.
No, yeah. So I had to watch. I think Moulin Rouge was the first musical I did watch, where I was like, "Oh, this is." And I think they do. I think they do a Nirvana cover. They do. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Speaking of which,
what?
Dave Grohl recently. This was posted October 6th. Was in New York. So I'm assuming he was doing his own.
Yeah.
Stuff and then just gets behind the kit.
I watched this video. This was amazing. I wish I could play drums, man. I mean, I know my one beat, but like, I want to know more beats. What's awesome about this video is I don't know how further down in the video, but the cymbal.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the crash, one of his crash cymbals, because Dave Grohl beats the hell out of his drums. Fucking
gets stuck.
Like it, or like it's like a thing on this.
There you go.
Gets loose. Yeah. Man, but he's still hitting that cymbal. It's it's really cool seeing him like get behind the drums and play these songs. As much as he's talked about like it's pretty hard for him, when he thinks about the stuff, which naturally you get it. But watching him do it as an adult, because I've watched so many damn Nirvana concerts or whatever. I know concerts like no other. But watching him like, play it as an adult, it's like really cool. I remember my girlfriend and I, we went to, he would hold this festival out in, what do they call it? IE? Inland Empire? Yeah. Called Cal Jam Festival. And my girlfriend and I went to it in 2018, I think. And Foo Fighters played, they did a set, and then the music, like, you can always tell at concerts when a band's coming back on. Mm-hmm. You can always tell. Because, like, okay, because the crew doesn't start moving the equipment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a tell.
Like, you can't fool me with an encore. Yeah. I know when an encore is happening. If none of those instruments or anything like that is moving, and there's no house music coming on, the band's coming right back out. So they actually come back out and they do a Nirvana set with the surviving members of Nirvana.
Well, sick.
I started crying.
I'm sure you weren't the only one.
Oh, I better not have been. You better show respect for that man. No, yeah, but it was cool, man. Like just watching them play those songs. But they had guest singers. I want to say they had the lead singer from Deer Tick come out and do a couple songs, and then Joan Jett did some songs as well. But it was like awesome to like see, like just it's like, oh wow, that feeling, yeah, because obviously being a kid, fucking love Nirvana, and yeah, Dave Grohl's cool, man. I hope that picture doesn't come up like that. God damn, they can't see it this way. Wait, how do you see it? If you see it the way I see it.
No, it doesn't. That's the monitor.
Look the way it pops up on the monitor.
It's just floating teeth.
Yeah, it's just literally floating teeth. How did I do that? F you, Christian, if you take a picture of that.
It's just the monitor.
That is so crazy. Oh, eat a dick. But yeah. So and then what's crazy about this picture of me meeting Dave Grohl? That was the following year. So I see him live in 2018, and I've seen Foo Fighters quite a few times. It's the second band I've seen the most. Is that?
Yeah, next to who?
GBH. This band right here,
there
GBH. I've seen this band the most. But yeah, and then Foo Fighters coming second. But it was so crazy, obviously following this dude's story and like, just being a fan of Grohl. And Grohl comes from the punk rock world as well, and that's such a fucking funny picture. If only people could see it the way I'm seeing it, they would eat me alive if they saw the way this photo. They'd be like, "You didn't meet Dave Grohl, liar. No one's in that picture." Oh, that's so great.
You just photoshopped a
Yeah,
set
you
of teeth.
photoshopped that. I'm gonna invest in a new monitor. I'll get it. I'm dropping
This
money on
monitor's
that.
racist.
Yeah, it's the monitor that's racist.
Monitor's
I gotta cancel this monitor. Yeah, I'm canceling this fucking monitor and getting a fucking because this shit is. I can't even tell the story without looking at it going.
Here, I'll take it off.
No, you can keep it up. Keep it up.
Okay.
I need to feel it.
Okay.
I need to still feel it.
Okay.
What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought.
I know we're off the rails now.
But yeah, man. Oh yeah. So anyways,
2018.
so yeah, I got to that was at a festival in Columbus called Sonic Temple, and I was doing the comedy tent there, and the Foo Fighters were headlining one of the nights, and I got to go backstage and meet the Foo Fighters and take a picture with Dave Grohl, and he was extremely, extremely nice. He was really, really nice. He fed us. He gave us some food. Yeah, fed us. He had a bunch of food. And he goes, "Hey, everybody, let's eat." Not me specifically. Like, "Shapel, you want to eat?" Like, it wasn't like that. But he was really cool. I know and oddly enough, I know his cousin. I don't want to say his cousin's name because I don't know how much he shouts that out.
Mm-hmm. Famous?
No, but he does comedy and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I met him. But it was so funny. I didn't realize they were like, because I saw him at the festival, and he was like, "Bill, what's up, man?" And he had like, the backstage passes that like I had or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "How'd you, I just didn't know." Mm-hmm. And I wasn't going to say that out loud. I was like, "Oh, good to see you, bro." I assumed he's there for a reason. Mm. And then we're backstage and we're sitting there, and then Dave's talking to this dude, some old rocker or whatever. And he goes, what does Dave say? He calls over his cousin. He's like, "Yo, come here. He goes, "Yeah, you remember my cousin such and such." And when I saw that happen, I go, "What?" Yeah. So then that's how I was able to actually get that picture with him, because I went up to him and was like, yo, can I meet your cousin Dave?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, of course. And surely enough, he was extremely nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. And this picture right here of me and Rollins, that's the same festival. That's the same festival.
So that was a big weekend for you.
Oh, it was massive. That was like I think that was like the first like road gig I did when I moved to LA, because I hadn't even been living in LA a year yet. No, I have just a little over a year though. You know, so hey, I'm making
moves,
making some moves though. You know, but they have an amazing documentary if you have never seen it, and I love band documentaries and all that stuff. They have one. It's called Foo Fighters Back and Forth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it came out in 2000. Don't let me say it.
Okay.
I want to say it came out 2012, 2011 or 2012. 2011?
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm a loser.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, he's had such an insane career.
16-year history of the Foo Fighters. They've been
they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Because to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, your band has to have been a band, or I think it's like 25 years of your band.
So at the time this came out, they were been 16 years. So that was 10 years ago. So it must be 26 years they've been a band. That's wild. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. It's a dope story though. It's actually really cool, and it gives you like such a solid respect. That's what oddly enough, after watching that documentary,
mm-hmm.
that's what made me start playing guitar again.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because I started playing guitar at like 13, and then I just stopped because like the whole band thing to me was like tough. You know, I was like, this is, it was like, there's something about, starting a band and, you have other people that you have to worry about and like get to come together. And I was like, it's exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. And so I just like stopped playing in general, but still knew things like a little bit of things like here and there. But when I watched that doc, and then went and saw them in concert. Cause they basically, they made that documentary, then they made a record as well. Called, what was it called? Chasing Light? I can't remember. But now it's gonna make me mad. Was it called Chasing Light? Something light. I'm probably way off too.
Wasting Light.
Wasting Light.
So close. Thanks for playing.
I know. But anyways, came out that doc, Wasting Light, or the record Wasting Light. So they were touring off of this, documentary in the Wasting Light record. And I went and saw them after that. And that was like, that was the biggest concert I had been to at the time. I'd never been to a show in an arena, and they played our the Phoenix Suns arena. And that was just like, whoa. And I was like, man, I got to start playing guitar again. Because it was just cool, just seeing it on that big of a level, But shout out to Dave Grohl. I think he's like doing like something like Dave Grohl Stories. I think that's why he did that drum thing. I think he's like coming out with a book about like him telling his stories. He's got a lot of great stories, right? Is that what it is? Is a book?
I think it came up.
What does it say?
The Storyteller.
Yeah, is that a book he's coming out with?
Yeah, it looks like it's already out.
Oh, it's already out?
Yeah.
I'll read that. Yeah, so I think he was like doing
just came out.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's why he was doing that, playing that Nirvana song. Gosh, who am I? Playing Smells Like Teen Spirit. Oh gosh. I love him. I do a Nirvana song right there. The second video. Territorial Pissings. That's the name of the song, Meatball.
Oh yeah. That song was from Sister Act 2.
I was like,
pretty sure.
Get out of here. So with this podcast, I want to do a weekly playlist that for people to check out. And the playlist basically entails like I don't know, like there's so many songs that come up in my head whenever things are going on in my life or like literally for anything. And the first playlist that I want to make is for people to check out. It'll be the Chappelle's World Spotify playlist for everyone to go up and see. And this playlist is a time where, so I had to go to one of those bad kids schools, like where that's where I had to. It's one of those schools, like I don't know what they call them. Like, I shouldn't call it bad kids school, like a secondary school, like where you fuck up. Is that? It's like basically where you fuck up in one school, like if you got like expelled. Yeah, if you got like expelled from your regular public school, they send you to this like secondary school or whatever.
It's the bad kid school.
Yeah, it's the bad kid school, which is so funny because you know what's so funny about going to one of those schools is and I was one of these kids, most of us go, yeah, I had to go there because of my grades. I'm not a bad kid. No, I was a dickhead. I deserved to be at that school. Like everyone tries to pull that, like, it's like not to make fun of it, but I've heard people go, like I've had friends go to like Alcoholics Anonymous and they go, oh, my problems ain't as crazy as theirs. And I go, that's not how you take it. That's not how you take it.
Yeah.
Understand that's the situation that you're in. But anyway, so I went to one of those schools and it was a time in my life where I was like, man, I just needed some type of motivation, And so I would listen to these songs. It's a whole hip hop playlist actually. And because it's kind of hard to get motivated to Slipknot, to do something. Like I'll leave Slipknot where I leave Slipknot, and it's just like, that's my aggression and like, that's what that is. But like when it comes to like motivating stuff, there's this, specific type of hip hop that I would listen to at that time because I was just struggling. I was, that was when I was like adopted into, the white family that I lived with, and I was still thinking about like my crazy time, with my biological mom and my stepfather, like how crazy that situation was. And then so I'm with this, family that, adopted me. And I just was like, man, what the fuck is life? So this playlist, and I don't know what to call it, maybe we'll call it Bad Kids.
What the fuck is life?
What the fuck is life? I was going to call it Bad Kids School.
Bad Kids School? That's better, yeah.
Yeah, Bad Kids School.
Bad Kids School.
But it has songs that were just like motivational to me, like there's songs by Kanye West, songs by Common, songs by Talib Kweli. I got there's some Wu-Tang songs on there, which Wu-Tang's a little bit more aggressive, but they have this one song that I was just like, it just got me hype all the time. But the one, which I'm trying to think of which one like really did it for me that made me just stay in that area. Probably, let's see. Probably one of those Kanye songs. I'd say, yeah, you know exactly what I see you nodding your head.
Heard him say?
I heard him say, oh gosh, that one with Adam Levine, that one right there was like I don't know, it would just melt into my body whenever I would listen to it. Because that school, and my adopted father actually taught at that school. So I would ride with him to school every day. But it was so funny because like he listens to this fucking Christian music. And listen, I'm not dissing Christians, but that music,
It's 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm like, yes, it's a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, change it. So I would just bring my headphones when we would ride in the car together. Because I was like, listen, if you want to talk, we could talk. But I was like, if you're going to play Casting Crowns, I was like, I'm going to go crazy, dog. I'm going crazy. So, but yeah, heard him say, I would just listen to it on the way to school. And, it actually like made me, that was probably the hardest I ever tried in school when I went to that bad kid school, Fucking, we're not going to call it vocational school. We're going to call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
Bad kid school.
School for bad kids.
But heard him say was like,
oh, Touch the Sky too.
Touch the Sky.
Banger.
Yep, banger. Just to Get By Talib Kweli. Epic. Never Let You Down. That's on that first Kanye album. The It's Yours is that Wu-Tang song that gets me hyped. But yeah, there's some of the songs on the playlist. It'll be more than just the songs that I listed, almost like an album, but you get a feel, of what I was going through as an older kid in a ninth grade math class. That's what it was, dude. I was 18 years old in a fucking ninth grade math class.
Math is tough. I'm trying to be nice. I don't know what to say. Yeah, there's nothing I can say to console you. Yeah, math. It's one of the tougher subjects. So don't feel bad about yourself.
But it's ninth grade math. Anyways, so yeah, that's one place. That's a playlist that'll be out when the episode drops as well. And I'll be doing these playlists every week because I just like throwing music out there. And like I said, I have a playlist for any type of moment in my life, and I'll explain every single one of those moments at the end of every episode. And that's our episode for today. Please like, subscribe. What else do people do?
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Subscribe.
Right? That's a thing, right?
Hit the alarm that alerts you for the shit, right? Because there's an alarm that alerts you. Whatever. Turn on your notifications.
Meatball, you're young. What do the kids do on the internet? Yeah. They're smashing the like button. I know that.
Make sure to like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on.
Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Well, that was an episode of Chappelle's World. I don't know why I did that, but anyways.
Now you have to do that at the end of every episode.
I'm not doing it.
That's the thing. That's the new thing. It's branding. I'm not doing it. That's what you call branding.
That's it. On to the next one. On to the next one. All right, bye.